It's a time for package from China. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we're going to take a close look at the most epic mini arcade you can buy in 2022. Now you may be thinking, oh crap, that's a bold statement. I know, but I've reviewed a lot of these mini arcade machines here on the channel. And I must say, this is still my #1 favorite. And this reason is not because it's super good. No, there are some bad and good things about this thing. But what I particularly like, that when it comes, basically when it comes to the emulation and everything, and what you're going to get is absolutely cool. So what you can see right over here, we do have different kind of versions. And I reviewed a couple of them, but I personally really love this color particularly because this looks way better than all the other ones. So let's take a close look in the inside. So when it comes to these mini arcades, I've reviewed a couple of them, and most of them have homebrew games, 8-bit games, but they're really cool, like this one. So when you're looking at this one, of course it comes with the toilet paper manual, like always. Let's take a close look at this first. And there's nothing much in it, like some basic explanation what you can do with it. And what you can see over here, and that is something that is pretty damn cool, this thing has even the option for TV out functionality. Something that I didn't see before, with these mini arcades. This is one big positive thing about it. Another thing I personally really love, that it comes with an internal battery. Yeah, so you can even charge this bloody thing. So how cool is that? This is the only, I think one of the two that I have reviewed that have a built-in battery. But in the inside, we're going to get ourselves the micro USB for charging, of course, and we're going to get a TV out, and that is something that I wanted to try out. But don't get me wrong, there are a lot of problems with this thing, especially when it comes to the emulation. There is always something they need to mess up, and absolutely with this one, they did that. But what I like about it, already mentioned a couple of times, a built-in battery is absolutely epic, and the thing comes even with a very good display. And when you're looking at all the other ones I've reviewed, they also have such big flaws. Okay, so this version came with 156 games. And over the title, you can really see this thing comes with some freaking epic titles. Okay, so to begin with, the first list is already a very cool list. It comes with a couple of, let's say, two-dimensional fighting games, you name it. Funny thing is, they even added some homebrew games like Tekken Special or Tekken 3 Special, something like that. But then overall, when you're looking at the game list, it's pretty damn decent. Something you don't see very often, especially when it comes to multi-cards sometimes. But that is what I really like about this particular product. Of course, the joystick and the controls, let's talk about it first. Because, oh man, there are some things that you need to know about this. But when it comes to the controls, what I personally really love about it is that it does have a very cool setup. The 6-bit layout I personally really love when it comes to original fight pads. Just got yourself the wrong travel membrane buttons. Then we're going to get your typical, let's say, D-pad with a tiny arcade stick. I must say it plays very nice. And then we're going to get a reset and start button over here. The sticker quality is okay. Oh, and I just pointed out in the beginning of this video, it's more I want to have this yellow color version, but unfortunate, they didn't send me the right one. And they even tried to attempt to get herself a light up marquee. There are 2 LEDs behind it, and it's absolutely garbage, but hey, I give them some extra kudos for trying. So at the side we do have a volume control, a little bit hard to reach. A little bit very hard to reach. But let's take a close look at some gameplay. Okay, so the first game that we're going to try is Bob, an absolutely cool adventure game. I was just surprised to see that it was actually on this. I just need to look through the camera because the view angle of this thing is not the best. But like I mentioned, it's not the best analog stick I've played or mini arcade. But all the sound effects are here. They sound a little bit weird, but that's the main of the problem with these bloody emulation machines. Also with original Sega devices. But it's such a fun to basically try this. Let's try the reset. As you can see, it works here. There was no quick load, quick save. That is quite unfortunate. So there's no way of doing that. That would be such a cool thing they can add to it. But basically what you're going to get is a tiny multi-game card inside an arcade machine. So let's try a couple of more games. Alright, so I find the music a little bit too slow. Would not be surprised they're using PAL files. But the overall gameplay is not bad at all. If I'm going to get my ass kicked. Like I say, like it's quite difficult to navigate through beat 'em ups with this freaking joystick sometimes. Alright, let's see how this sounds. Sounds different, but not like super bad. I have seen and hear some really shitty emulation, but this is overall not bad. Already messing it up. Ugh. So the next thing is like what I'm really curious about, like how the quality is when it comes to playing this thing on a TV. So let's try that, that's for fun. Let's see how that runs on a mini TV. Alright, so playing this way is going to be quite challenging. Unfortunately, it would be so cool. Yeah, there's unfortunately, let's put it this way, you cannot add a controller. And that would be so cool, you know? It would be so cool to add a controller and use this thing like in game system. But yeah, that's not the case over here. So let's try a game and let's see what are we going to get on. Alright. See, that's the problem with these stupid jack connections sometimes. Alright, let's see if we can boot up a game. Also the start, I need to press it really hard. Oh man, this is going to be sounding really bad. You can just hear they're using PAL files. I cannot say that they're using it for every single system. Yeah, can we skip this shit please? I'll see if they managed to add every single button, or did it work? Does it work? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. You do miss out sound effects. And that can be the problem of emulation, or they're just using like mono sound. But I think it's pretty damn cool. And again, like, I cannot really remember. I think it was, oh wait, wait. There was one particularly like weird looking 8-bit version that had like TV out, but in overall, most of these things didn't have it. And for the money you're paying for, you're paying a little bit more money for this device, but you're going to get more return. And again, it would be cool to add some Bluetooth controllers or something like that. I've reviewed, I think, almost every single mini arcade you can find on AliExpress. And still, this is my number one, because it's so much fun to play. We have a 6-button layout and we have some pretty damn good games. Of course, this thing is not perfect, especially when you're looking at the emulation. It's pretty damn horrible, it's running on PAL, so like, a lot of games will like sound really horrible and slow. It comes with a pretty decent display, not like a high quality IPS, but you cannot really expect that for the money. When you're having like the perfect view angle, you have like a very nice clear image of it. Surprisingly, this thing plays very well, and of course this is something you don't play for hours, but I think mostly with this novelty, I think it's a lot of fun to have in your collection. Unfortunately, the decals are on it. I personally really hate it, to be honest. I don't like it or hate it. The reason, like, oh, look at this, arcade game, yeah, but like they're showing freaking Street Fighter 4, that makes no sense. But nevertheless, I want to thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become a Wicked family, and let me know what you think of this product, and it will be just great to see you in the next video.